Health-wise, I've talked to you earlier in the week, and it seems like you're good to go. You've just got to get the Jake speed back.
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, like I said, man, I feel like it's been a long time since I've kind of ridden for a full race at speed. Last year, I was kind of just, farting around out there, and so it feels good to. I had a good off season. I've been riding a lot. We tested a good amount. I've been riding my dirt bike a lot, just trying to get my strength back and some intensity. And honestly, I felt a little bit better than I kind of thought that I might. And a third place kind of feels like a win, to be honest with you. To be on the box and to kind of be, smelling those guys for a little while there was cool. I just didn't have it as those tires wore off. But again, I'm happy. It's a good place to start. And first race of the year, always bringing it home is number one, and to bring it home on the podium is sweet. It's going to be a long year, a lot of races. Going up against these guys are no joke. So, I'm happy.
When they started to come back to you a little bit, did you have really any hope or not? Or did you know it was going to work out the way that it did?
Yeah, there's a couple laps there. I think they were passing each other, and I kind of coming back, but I was trying to just focus on me and just hitting my marks and doing what I felt like would bring it home. And I figured the only thing that would have brought me to them would be some mistakes from those guys, because they were on it and they really didn't make any mistakes besides going back and forth. So it was those Dunlops held up well, but it was pretty slick there at the end. And I'm just like I said, a podium is pretty awesome for me today. And a couple of years ago I wouldn't have said that, but I'm pretty happy. So
all right, well, congratulations. Second place today, Bobby Fong. You put up an excellent fight. Obviously, he led you. It looked like he tried to get away, and you didn't allow that to happen. And then you got by him. And then it's got to be hard being stalked by this guy for as long as you were.
I mean, I knew he'd pull something. I mean, this dude's not champion for nothing. Both these guys, that's why in the middle of the race, I saw Jake was coming up, and I'm like, I know Cam was just taking a breather for a second, because I know he had like a half second in the bag whenever he wanted. So I'm like, I got to go because Jake's catching us, And then I knew he was going to make a move for sure. But, I mean, these guys are riding so good, and it's good to get up here for sure to start the season off. And the whole crew has been pretty good, and not pretty good, really good all off season. And like I said, it's cool to get some second place points and roll into tomorrow.
How frustrating is it to know that the guy's got maybe a half a second when he needs it?
I felt like I had a half a second as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but like not like big, you know what I mean? That would have been like risking crashing, you know what I mean? Like I knew he was going to pull the plug. This dude comes up with amazing things, and I've seen both these guys come up with amazing things, and I knew I had a little bit something extra at the end, but talk is cheap.
All right, well, congrats. Good start to the season. Our winner today, Cameron Beaubier. It's his 66th career AMA Superbike win. Bobby stalked you, you stalked Bobby, and then you set your fastest lap of the race on the last lap. Is that kind of how you had it planned? Were you trying to get away and realized you couldn't, so you were going to sit back for a bit?
Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning of the race, I put my head down. I saw half a second on the board, kept my head down, and the gap just started shrinking, and I was like, And looked up at the tower. I saw, there's a 0 out. I saw 5 was the first number. I was like, oh, there's Bob. So, and then slowly, maybe 6 laps into the race or something like that, when he finally he caught up to me, I heard the R1 in my ear down into Charlotte's Web, and I was like, here we go. And I got into like a pretty comfy pace. We were rolling around pretty good. And then Bob came by me and dropped the pace a couple tenths, and then I saw Jake. My gap kept closing because Jake was catching us. So it was a little tricky there in the beginning. I was like, man, I don't know if I should make a lunge on Bob, or or I'll just settle in here. But he had an awesome pace going. He was so fast. Jake and I were just talking about it. He was so fast at it too. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what line he was taking or what he was doing out of there. But it was kind of like we were yo-yoing pretty good. I had some good spots. He had some good spots. There at the end, I kept lining him up going into turn 1, but didn't quite get there. And finally did it with a couple laps to go. And just put my head down those last couple laps. And I think he got gobbled up a little bit with a lapper going into turn 1. But I'm super happy how those last couple laps, my times and how I felt. So it's going to be tough, man. This guy, he's been ripping it up at Podium Club. Same with Jake. I'm stoked Jake's back, healthy again. And same with me. It was pretty crappy middle of the year last year. I'm sure for both of us different reasons, but awesome racing these guys, and it's going to be a long year.
And the side-by-side thing looked kind of fun.
Yeah. I went in, I got, I had to pass May, and Bob just lets off the brake, and we rolled through there together. But it was good racing. It was awesome.
All right. Any questions? Okay, guys, thank you. Okay, we've got our top 3 finishers from today's Supersport race here at Barber Motorsports Park. Our winner, Matthew Skoltz, second place, PJ Jacobson, and third place, Blake Davis. We'll get started with Blake. I guess you can't complain about the start to the season, new bike, and a podium finish.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, exactly. I said you got a new bike, you got a podium finish, first race of the year. You got to be pleased with the start.
Yeah, I was definitely happy with it. I think I could have done a little bit better. I made quite a few mistakes, and I think I could have stayed right on the back of PJ and maybe made a few tries to pass him. But just like I said, less mistakes, more consistent. I think we can do really good this season.
All right, thank you, and congrats. Second place today, PJ Jacobson. Second in the championship last year. You start this season second again. It's not a bad start to the year. Is it concerning at all with how good the Yamaha is already?
Yeah, it's the first race of the season, It's a long season, so we'll kind of see how the season goes, I feel like we got some new parts and stuff on our bike. They helped a little bit and improved, so the race pace was a lot faster this year than last year. I was just struggling with some things in the race that hopefully we can go back to tonight and work on, even though I feel like it's going to be 100% rain tomorrow. But I was pretty happy with the race pace and stuff on my bike. I was pushing and felt pretty good. I just need to improve, a couple tenths. But the wind was also a little bit of an effect out there. I just couldn't match Skoltz's pace this race. So.
Does rain possibility tomorrow, does that bother you?
No, not at all. Either been first or second in the rain, I feel like, in Superbike and in Supersport. So I feel like I'm a pretty strong rain rider. I feel like this place is pretty good in the rain. Not unless it's like torrential downpouring,
Right.
Where there's puddles on the track again. But it should be pretty good tomorrow if it's wet or dry.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Our winner today, Matthew Skoltz.
Yeah, only my ninth
Matthew
season,
Skoltz, it's his 9th Supersport victory. He's our defending champion. Pole and a win on the new bike. There's nothing possibly more you could ask for.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm kind of bummed about was that I couldn't do any better than a 26 flat. During the morning practice, I was able to do 25s consistently. I was blowing a couple of corners. I know that the wind was pretty hard there, so maybe I was just, getting pushed into a couple of corners and braking a little bit sooner than I should have in a couple of other spots where the wind was helping you. But overall, I think it's definitely going to be, a wet tomorrow. We haven't tested the bike in the wet conditions, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for us. But the bike's been superb so far, and looking forward to it.
And you've gotten second here even after sliding down the entire back straight. So
yeah, I don't want to have the slip and slide record again. That was a crazy one. But yeah, last year myself and PJ, when it was wet, we're basically finishing first and second as well. So hopefully we find a good feeling during the morning warm-up practice, and just carry on trying to make the bike better.
were you instantly happy and comfortable with the new bike, or did it take some time?
No, from the first test, the World Supersport guys have been kind of feeding us bits, helping us out with the setup. Hopping on the bike at the first test last year, it was really positive, and we have changed a couple things, but we have barely touched it from what we got. We've basically been changing spring, preload, and everything. So we've got a few more cups and pivots and whatever else that we want to try. But I think that tomorrow is going to be focusing on the wet setup.
All right. Well, thank you. Any questions?
I just have one for Blake. Blake, so what's it like to have that very tall carrot of a teammate for you on the team? Is it good to have him as a teammate?
He's also lanky.
Yeah, it's super helpful having Matt. Even just in testing and stuff, being able to kind of chase his times and use him as a marker. I know he's going to be doing winning times no matter what. So I know if I'm even somewhat close to him, I can be a podium finisher. So I don't want to be just podium finisher this year. So I definitely have a lot of progress I need to make. But yeah, definitely really helpful having him on the team.